In the last class, we have seen the source shifting, okay, and also we have seen the source transformation. So in the source shifting, we have looked into the voltage source shifting, okay, and today's class will look into the current source shifting. Okay, source shifting, current source. Okay. If I have to shift the voltage source, what I am doing is I am just pushing the source beyond the nodes, such that the polarity of the components will remain unaltered. Okay, now if I have to shift the current source, I am shifting the current source across the branches. Okay, current source is shifted across the branches. Source is shifted across the branches. Okay, now what does that mean is, suppose I have a current source, I have a branch, I have multiple branches here. Okay. And there is a node formed. Let this be R1, R2, and R3. Let me, I have a current source, say of I amperes. Let us take this as node A, node B, and node C. Okay, I have three nodes A, B, C. I have three resistors R1, R2, R3, such that these three resistors are meeting at a point to form node B. Now I want to shift this source of current I amperes across the branches. So where all I can shift it? Okay, where all I can shift, that is the question. I cannot shift this branch, this source across any branches. I can shift the source across the branches which is covered by the source. Okay, now if you observe the current source of I amperes, this current source is in parallel with the branches R1 and R2, and these R1 and R2 are forming a node at B with R3. Now I can shift this current source I of I amperes across R1 and across R2. I will not, or I cannot shift this current I across R3. Why this is? Because R3 is not in direct connection with the source I, but whereas R1 is in connection with the source I at node A, R2 is in connection with the source I at node C. Okay, and if you observe, at node A, the current I is entering, and at node C, the current I is leaving. But what about at node B? The contribution of the source I at node B is 0. The contribution of the source I, of the source current I at node B is 0. It means that at node B, this current I is 0. So I should be shifting the source in such a way that current should be entering at node A, current should be leaving at node C, and current should be 0 at node B. That I have to take care whenever I am shifting. It is true with any number of branches in parallel with the sources. I can do it even if there is another branch forming another node, the same principle holds good. Okay, so now if I want to shift it, I will be shifting this across the branch AB and branch BC in such a way that current will enter at node A, current will leave from node C, and current is 0 at node B, contributed by this source. At any node, obviously the current is 0. Okay, it is as per KCL. But I am talking with respect to the contribution of current by the source I amperes. I'm talking about this. Okay. Now, if I want to shift this, equivalently, what I can get is I have 3 resistors. R1, R2, and R3. A, B, and C. So what I told, current should enter at node A, because see, this current I amperes is entering at node A. Current should leave from node C, because this current of I amperes is leaving from node C. So there will be one source with the same I amperes connected. There will be one source with the same current I amperes is connected. Now, at node B, the contribution of current is 0. It means that if this current I is entering at node B and leaving from there immediately, So this is how I have to shift the current source. So when I'm shifting current source, I should be looking into the fact that at which nodes the current source is already connected. Okay, and across this current source, what all the branches are coming. Okay, and if I have to shift this current source, I should be checking first whether, or I should be checking at which all nodes the current is entering and current is leaving. Now, for example, suppose I have 3 branches. Okay, instead of 2, let me take 3 branches here. I will take one more resistor, say R4, R5. This is A, B, C, and D. Now observe, current is still entering at node A, or if you want, I will change the direction. We will get more clarity. Now I will change the direction of current. Now current is leaving from node A and entering node D. And across this current source of I amps, I have 3 branches of R1, R2, and R5. And I have 4 nodes A, B, C, D. At node A, the current is leaving. This current I am talking about. At node D, the current is entering. And at node B and node C, this current of I amperes is not playing role directly. Okay. So what I can do now? R4. R5. Okay, so the current is leaving from node A. Current is leaving from node A. See, this current of I amperes is entering node B and immediately leaving from there. So its contribution through R3, current I is not directly existing. Through R3, current I is not directly existing. Okay, through R4, current I is not directly existing. So when I connect the source of I amperes at node B, I should make sure that this current of I amperes will not flow through the branch R3. Why? Because it is not directly flowing here. So the moment I make this current I to enter node B, I will make it exit that node B. So equivalently, my circuit will remain same. And I will get one more source of the same I amperes. Now the current is entering at node C, leaving it immediately, and again it is entering at node D. So this is the equivalent circuit of the source shifting. Okay, so this is what I have to remember whenever I shift the source. Okay, whenever I shift the source. If I don't remember this point, then source shifting will become tedious. Okay. Those who have joined the class, please enter your USN and name in the chat box. That is needed for me to mark attendance. Okay. So this is all about the source shifting of current source. Okay. I hope I am audible. Yeah. Okay. Now next we will move to finding the equivalent resistance of star and delta. Okay. You can take star delta transformation. Star delta transformation. Okay. Why I need to go for this transformation is, with certain combination of resistances, it is very hard to say that whether the resistances are in series or in parallel. Now, for example, if you take this circuit, yeah. Now, if we take this, okay, circuit of say V volts, let this be R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7. Okay. So observe, there is a node here, node here, node here, node here, node here, and node here. Now I want to find the equivalent resistance. What shall I do? I don't know, or I cannot say directly that R1 and R3 are exactly or directly parallel, because there is R2 in between. Similarly, this combination R3, R4 and R5. R4, R3 is parallel to R4, parallel to R5. Directly I cannot take R3 parallel to R4, parallel to R5, because to this R3 there is the effect of R1 and R2 also. To this R5 there is effect of R6 and R7 also. So it becomes extremely difficult to find the equivalent resistance of the circuit without the transformation. Without the transformation. Okay. Now if you consider the transformation here, okay, you can observe here. If you consider R3, R4 and R5, this will form the delta connection. Is it? If you see R3, R4 and R5, this will form delta connection. If you see R2, R3 and R4, it will form star connection. Is it? So it is up to me what I consider. Whether I will take delta equivalent of star of R2, R3, R4, or I take star equivalent of delta R3, R4 and R5. It is up to me how I apply the simplification method, okay, to find the equivalent circuit. But without the help of that star delta transformation, to find the equivalent circuit, you don't worry about what is the current, what is the voltage, nothing. Simply finding equivalent circuit, equivalent resistance, it becomes extremely difficult. Okay, so for this reason, I need to do certain transformations so that the analysis will become simple and finding equivalent resistance in this or impedance in case of AC will be easy. So that is the reason why I go for star delta transformation. Okay. So we'll look into how exactly star delta transformation is obtained and how it is applied in the examples. Okay. So first we'll move to delta to star. Delta to star transformation. Delta to star. Now suppose I have three resistors connected in delta. Three resistors connected in delta. Node A, node B, and node C. Okay. With the resistance RAB, resistance between A and B, RAB, RBC, and RCA. I will flow in this direction. Okay, from A to B, B to C, C to A. Okay. Now I want equivalent star of this. Equivalent star is obtained okay. So red color indicates the equivalent circuit, black indicates the actual circuit. So this be RA, resistance connected to node A, RB, resistance connected to node B, RC, resistance connected to node C. Okay. So equivalent, if we want, I will draw it here. At the end, I will do it. Okay. Now we will see what is the principle. Okay. So what principle we follow here is across any two nodes, whether in star or delta, across any two nodes, whether in star or delta, the resistance is equivalently same. Okay. The resistance is equivalently same. Now, sir, for example, or if we want to put it in the other way, across any two nodes, okay, we find the equivalent resistance. Across any two nodes, we find the equivalent resistance, keeping the third line open. Keeping the third line open. Now, if I want to find the resistance between A and B, I will keep the C line open and find the equivalent resistance. In that case, what will happen? RAB is in parallel with RCA and RBC. So now RBC and RCA are in series and RAB is in parallel to that. Okay. So this is equivalent to in the star connection. Now I have a star connected network. Yeah, first I will draw the star connected network. RA, RV, and RC. Okay, so this is node A, node B, and node C. Okay, so if I want to take the equivalent resistance between A and B in delta by keeping C open, I have to take equivalent resistance between A and B in star, keeping C open. Then I have to equate it. It will be same. That is the principle. Okay, the equivalent resistance between any two lines by keeping the third line open, okay, is same in star as well as in delta. Sorry, in delta as well as in star. Okay, if you want, you can take that statement. I will read out as it is. The basic principle of conversion star to delta or delta to star is that the equivalent resistance between two terminals or 2 points or two nodes, two lines, okay, anything is same. The equivalent resistance between two terminals in both the connections should be same. Okay, the equivalent resistance between two terminals in both the connections should be same. So this is the fundamental principle. How to get to that? By keeping the third point or third terminal open. Okay, or third line open. What does that statement means is the equivalent resistance between A and B, whether in delta or in star, is same. There is no change. Okay. So to take a point here, take equivalent resistance between any two terminals, keeping third terminal open. Take equivalent resistance between any two terminals, keeping third terminal open. Now, if I follow this statement and draw the circuit, what I get is in delta, this is A, B, and C is not there. Third terminal, I am keeping it open. Third line, I am keeping it open. So I don't get the third line. This is RAB, RBC, and RCA. Okay. This is equivalent to, I have to take between A and B, keeping the third terminal open. Okay. You can take that open switch here. This is A, B, and C, RA, RB, and RC. Okay. Now C terminal is open. You can observe here RBC and RCA are in series now because this is open, this branch is discarded. So when this line is open, a node is not formed at C. Therefore, these two resistances will come in series and these two in series are in parallel to RAB. Here, this line is open, so the contribution of RC in the circuit is 0. I need not to consider the value of RC in the circuit now. Okay, so therefore, the resistance between A and B is only RA and RB. Because this is open, this doesn't have any connection here. Their node is not formed. Now RA and RB will be in series. So what I can write here is now equivalent in delta is RAB is in parallel with RBC plus RCA is equal to RA plus RB. Is equal to RA plus RB. Okay, Now, I will write it as RA plus RB is equals to or we will look into it at the later stage. First, we'll write as now RAB parallel to RBC plus RCA. Okay, I will write it as RAB into RBC plus RCA divided by sum of all three resistance parallel to parallel resistance connection is equals to RA plus RB. Okay, is equals to RA plus RB. Now expand the bracket. Expand this bracket. I will write it here only because of limited space. I will expand this bracket here itself. RAB RBC plus RAB into RCA. Take this as equation 1. Take this as equation 1. Or I will rewrite this. RA plus RB is equals to RAB RBC plus RAB RCA divided by RAB plus RBC plus RCA. Okay. This is between A and B. Now, if I take the resistance between B and C, keeping the terminal A open, then I will take the resistance between A and C, keeping the terminal B open. So we'll look into all the three cases. In that case, now suppose I will take between B and C, keeping terminal A open. Okay, now what will it be? Now terminal A is open, so RA will not come into the picture. It will be RB plus RC in star, and in delta, it will be RAB and RCA will be in series in parallel to RBC. So I will write it as similarly. This you take it as equation 1. Similarly, RB plus RC is equals to, okay, RB plus RC. Okay, because if I take RA open, RB plus RC is equals to RAB and RC are in series, RBC is in parallel. So it will be RBC into RAB plus RBC into RCA. These two are in parallel, divided by sum of all the three. RAB plus RBC plus RCA. You take this as equation 2. Okay. And third case, by keeping or taking the resistance between A and C by keeping the terminal B open. So now terminal B open, if I take, RB will not come into this picture. It will be RA plus RC. Here, RAB and RBC will be in series in parallel to RCA. So RA plus RC is equals to RA plus RC is equals to RCA into RAB plus RCA into RBC divided by sum of all. RAB plus RBC plus RCA. Okay. Now take this as equation 3. Take this as equation 3. Now if I subtract equation 2 from equation 1, okay, if I subtract equation 2 from equation 1, then as a result I will get the equation in terms of RA and RC, because RB and RB will cancel. I will get RA and RC. I have one more equation with RA and RC. If I do the adding or subtracting of equation 3 with the result of equation 1 and 2, I may get RC or I may get RA. So one resistance I will get now. Okay. So subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Okay. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Okay. So what I get is RA, okay, minus RC. LHS will be RA minus RC is equals to, I get RAB so RAB, RBC, RBC, RAB will cancel. Okay. First two terms, this minus this will cancel. I will not take that. Directly I will give RAB, RCA. Okay. Minus RBC, RCA. Divided by RAB plus RBC plus RCA. Okay. You take this as equation 4. Take this as equation 4. Now, it is RA and RC. It is RA and RC. Now, if I add equation 3 and equation 4, on the LHS, RC will eliminate. I get in terms of RA. So, purely I will get what is the resistance RA from that equation. Now, add equation 3 and 4. Add equation 3 and 4. We get RA minus RC plus RA plus RC. RC will cancel. I will get 2 RA is equals to RAB RCA plus RAB RCA. 2 RAB RCA minus RBC RCA plus RBC RCA. It will cancel out. Divided by RAB plus RBC plus RCA. 2 will cancel. Okay. 2 will cancel. It will be RA is equals to, okay, RAB RCA, RAB into RCA divided by, I will take summation RAB, where summation RAB, this is not mathematical significance, it doesn't have. It is for easy representation in the equation. Summation RAB is RAB plus RBC plus RC. It is simply sum of all the three resistances connected in delta. Now, if you observe the resistance RA, now this is the resistance RA, which is equals to the product of two resistance in delta divided by sum of all the resistances in delta. Now, which are the two resistances? Now, observe the resistance RA. RA is connected to node A. I have to take the product of two resistances in delta which are connected to node A. Simple. Simple logic. It is a logic to remember. Okay. Now how to convert a delta to star? Draw a delta, draw equivalent star within it, inside it. You will get a node at which the delta is connected and star is connected. Now if I want RA, now RA is connected to node A or terminal A. Take the product of two resistances connected to that terminal A. That's it. So what are the two resistances connected to terminal A? RAB and RCA. Take, multiply these two, divide that by all the resistances in the delta. That's it. That is a simple logic to remember. Okay. On the same lines, I will get what is RB and RC. I will not go for this simplification. It will be lengthier. Unnecessarily, why to put time? Okay. I know the logic now. It works for all the other two terminals. So similarly, RB will be okay. Similarly, RB will be now RB is connected to the terminal B. Take the product of two resistances connected to terminal B, that is RAB and RBC. These are the two resistances connected to terminal B. RAB into RBC divided by summation RAB. Sum of all the three. And RC. And RC. Now, RC is the resistance connected to terminal C in equivalent star. Now, take the product of two resistances in delta connected to terminal C, that is RBC and RCA. Simple. RBC into RCA divided by summation RAB. So this is how I get the equivalent star from the delta. Now take this as equation 5, RA as equation 5, RB as equation 6 and RC as equation 7, because I have to still find what is the equivalent delta from star, that I need to know. Okay. Okay. Next we will move to star to delta. Star to delta. Okay. Now I have a star. Okay. C. And I need equivalent delta. Okay. So these are RA, RB and RC, and equivalent RAB, RBC and RCA. Okay. So black resistors are the original circuit, red resistors are the transformed circuit. Okay. Now I want RAB, RBC and RCA. Now already I have RA, RB and RC in terms of RAB, RBC and RCA. Okay. So what I will do is, from equation 5, 6 and 7, from equation 5, 6 and 7, we take RA into RB plus RB into RC plus RC into RA. Now I will actually substitute the values of RA, RB and RC in this equation. I have to do that. Okay. So this will equals to, okay, RA, RB plus this. Now substitute the value of RA, equation for RA. So what is RA? RAB into RCA divided by summation RAB multiplied by RAB into RBC divided by summation RAB. This is the value of RB plus, okay, plus RB, RAB into RBC divided by summation RAB into RC, RBC into RCA divided by summation RAB plus RC, okay, RBC into RCA divided by summation RAB into RAB into RCA divided by summation RAB. Okay, so this is what I get. Now this is equals to LHS is this. Okay, this is all LHS. This is LHS. Now LHS equals to, I will rearrange the terms. Okay, I will rearrange the terms. Denominators are same. So there is, the LCM is summation RAB into summation RAB. I will not square it. I need it at the later stage. So I will write RAB. Now here observe, I have RAB, RBC, RCA and one RAB. Okay. So I will write RAB into RAB, RBC into RCA, or I will skip one step, okay, because it will be too lengthy to write in the small space. I have RAB, RBC, RCA in the first term with RAB. I have RAB, RBC, RCA in the second term also. I have RAB, RBC, RCA in the third term also. So LCM is common in all the three terms in the numerator. RAB, RBC, RCA is common. I will take it as common factor. RAB, RBC, RCA is common in all the three terms. This term RAB, RBC, RCA I have. RAB, RBC, RCA I have. RAB, RBC, RCA I have. I will take it as common into bracket. Now, I have two RABs here. I will take it as RAB plus RAB, RBC, RCA I have. One RBC is remaining plus RBC plus RAB, RBC, RCA I have common. I have one more RCA plus RCA. Okay. And what is summation RAB now? Summation RAB is nothing but RAB, RBC, RCA plus RAB plus RBC plus RCA. So this will cancel out. I will write RAB, RARB plus RBRC plus RCRA is equals to, okay, RAB, RBC, RCA divided by summation RAB. Divided by summation RAB. Okay. From RHS, what I can observe is, see here, from RHS, RBC, RCA divided by summation RAB is nothing but my RC. Is it? RBC, RCA divided by summation RAB is nothing but my RC. So I will write this as RAB into RC. You can write, because RC is equals to RAB, RBC divided by summation RAB from equation 7. From equation 7, that is true. Therefore, RAB is equals to I will write it as 1 over RC into RARB plus RBRC plus RCRA. I will take RC on the other side. It will be 1 over RC. Now, if I multiply 1 over RC to all the three terms, I will get RAB is equals to, okay, RAB is equals to, I will get RARB by RC plus RB, RC by RC is RB, RC, RA by RC is RA. So I will write it as RA plus RB plus RA into RB divided by RC. So this is equation 8. RAB is equals to RA plus RB plus RA into RB divided by RC. So how to remember this logically? Now I want the resistance between A and B. Check the two resistance connected to A and B. Sum of two resistances connected between A and B, RA plus RB. Third term is product of these two divided by the other one. Product of these two divided by the other one. So by applying this logic, I will be taking the resistance between RB, RC, between B and C and between C and A. Similarly, RBC is equals to now, what are the resistances connected between B and C? RB and RC. RB plus RC plus third term, product of these two divided by the other one. RB into RC divided by RA. And RCA is equals to RC plus RA between C and A. RC plus RA plus third term, product of these two, RC into RA divided by the third resistance is RB. Okay. So this is how I obtain the star delta equivalent resistances in the electric network. Okay. So this is all about the theoretical aspects of source transformation, source shifting, and resistance transformation from delta to star and star to delta. Okay. In the coming class, I will solve one or two examples on this. Okay. So today we will end the session here itself. Okay. The strength is very much